Hi, this video is about how do you manage Twitter on behalf of multiple executives. I think the first important step is making sure you know who your executives are and the types of topics that you want them to be associated with. This will help you determine which type of tweets are most relevant to that executive. For example, in this case, this executive is going to be about entrepreneurship, financing virtual event trends, whereas this executive will be more about social media marketing and anything related to the company. I think that's very key because you want to make sure that the tweets are relevant so that you're building up that brand awareness for that executive. The second step is identifying the right software tool for you to manage those executives. Now, in this case, I'm using TweetDeck. As you can see, there are different types of accounts here that I can leverage. Now, there are other type of software programs such as Hootsuite, as well as CodeTweet that you can leverage. Now, once you've determined the branding for each executive, once you've determined what software to use, the next step is you want to create the different searches or these columns so that you can help monitor the different types of conversations happening. In this case, it's easy to add. You can either do Google searches or you can look at lists that you can develop for your different executives and then add them. But in this case, I want to show a search. And what you want to do is really think about the keywords related to your industry. So in this case, I'm just going to look at these keywords similar to how you would do this in Google and make sure I have a quick search. Once you add that search, you'll see it added here to your software program, and you can now monitor every single tweet that has had those type of words in it. Now, the next thing is to identify tweets that make sense. And the best way to do that is, for example, clicking on this little link here and being taken to the article. So that's the next stage, is identifying the article. So in this example, it's 8 ways to spook your remote audience. And then with a quick glance, I can see it's relevant in terms of events. It's something that would be of interest to my audience. So what I'm going to do is then, depending on the software you use, I do this and I'm going to edit it, because you want to be very careful on who you're tweeting this out, because you may accidentally tweet it out on behalf of the wrong executive. So always double check before you hit send. And then you can even write your own comments like, I liked this article. What do you think? So that way you can spur conversation and send it. Now, let's say you identify several tweets. You can always schedule it to go out at later time so that there's a perception of activity for that executive throughout the day. Now you're going to say, oh my God, Cece, there's so many tweets. How do I do this? You do not have to be on this 24/7. I think what is important is to set up some time either in the morning, in the afternoon, that you can take 30 minutes to look at this and therefore identify those tweets and then create them on behalf of your different clients. Now, the other thing you want to do is also monitor. Maybe there's a tweet you send out and someone likes it. And so in this case, that's what happened. You want to make sure you look at all the mentions of your person so that you can be on top of it. So for example, there's a mention of Roxy Mooney, and you'll come back here and you'll see it here in terms of the mention. And then you can respond. And that's the whole idea behind Twitter, is to really engage in those conversations with individuals. You can also align this with your LinkedIn calendar in terms of topics. So that way, maybe this week you're going to talk about ACOs, you can do a quick tweet about it. And those, again, have to be related to that executive and making sure that it makes sense. Hope this helps you, and go out there and tweet.